Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swavadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shriyuta Shri Guru Vaishnavamsa Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sahagana Madhavitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Sri Shakhanditam Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Vishesha Shunyavadi Achyadya Deshatari Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sati Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So, very grateful to all the devotees who assembled today for our discussion for Srimad Bhagavatam. And also we are grateful to Puja Mataji, Rishikesh Prabhu and the family for hosting this satsang in their home. Thank you very much. So today we'll continue to study from Srimad Bhagavatam, and we are still in Canto 1, and we are going to begin the new chapter, chapter 14, the disappearance of Lord Shri Krishna. So it's a very wonderful chapter. So primarily we have seen in a previous chapter that Vidur comes back from the pilgrimage, not to enjoy the opulences of Hastinapur, but out of compassion for his brother, so that they can be delivered, they can get liberation. So that's why they came. And Vidur has given wonderful knowledge to Pandavas, and at the same time he was talking to Dhritarashtra, who were enlightened. Though he was there with him for such a long time, he did not listen. But when the last moment comes, he was able to get some realization. So that's the power of associating with a pure devotee, with the Mahabharata, that we will have a very wonderful departure from this life. So that's what happened. And then Yudhishthira Maharaj was lamenting, oh, because of me, my uncle, my aunt have gone, Vidur has gone, I have not taken care of them, that's why they have left. He was lamenting so much. And then, when Narad Muni came, Narad Muni specified that don't worry about them, they are in the right place. And he thought I will go and bring them. So Narad Muni gave him all the forecast, what could happen, right? That he will leave his body after 5 days, he will burn himself, so he don't even have to perform the last rites, and even Gandhar will follow the same suit, so don't worry, and Yudhishthira will go for pilgrimage. So there is nothing wrong about it, don't worry about it. After specifying Yudhishthira Maharaj, he gives one important instruction. What he says, you live on the earth till Sri Krishna is there, right? Then you also go back. So we ended the chapter there. Now we are entering into a new chapter. So before we begin, I would like to pray my obeisances. So whatever discussion that we are going to do today, dear devotees, it is coming from all the acharyas, commentaries, purport of Srila Prabhupada, and the verses and discussion that I listened from various acharyas. So if there is any good, may all the glories go to them. And if there is any mistake that you find, it will be solely mine, so you may please forgive me. At the same time, please pray so that right words come at the right time, which will enlighten our mood for spiritual nourishment. Hare Krishna. I would like to pay my obeisances to all the senior devotees who I listen to. Vancha Kalvarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Vyavacha Patita Nama Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Very nice to see you, Mataji. Back. I'm so very grateful. So today we'll speak little glories of Bhagavatam before we go there. Okay, so we all know what Srimad Bhagavatam is. And then we begin. So Srimad Bhagavatam is also known as Bhagavat Purana or Mahapurana. It is also known as Mahapurana. Whereas Vyasadeva wrote many Bhagavat, many Puranas. He wrote 17 Puranas, 108 Upanishad, so many things he wrote, Itihas, everything he wrote. But he was not happy. Then Narad Muni came, gave him a knowledge that you did not glorify Lord as much as you should have. You only give the dharma, artha, kama, moksha. You only talked about all these things. You didn't speak about the glories of the Lord. You did not glorify the devotees of the Lord. You should do that. And then all the lamentation of your will go away. So then he writes Bhagavad Mahapurana. So that's what we are studying. And it is divided into 12 cantos, right? 365, 335 chapters, 18,000 shlokas. So that is Bhagavad Mahapurana. Right. So that's what. And it is a very, very powerful, very, if you see this. So Mahi, can you please read the translation, beta?
Srimad Bhagavatam is declared to be the essence of all Vedanta philosophy. One who has felt satisfaction from its nectarine mellow will never be attracted to any other literature.
So here he's saying, if somebody reads Srimad Bhagavatam, it is so good, it is so nectar that you will not like to read anything else. It's like, once you eat Mahaprasad, offer to Radha Madan Mohanji, once you eat that, then you don't like go and eat in some restaurant because that is so tasty. It's a higher taste. So here, Bhagavatam glory is glorified. It is very, very Amala Purana and it is further said. So let's read this. Can you read, Beta? Yeah? Hare Krishna.
Ganga is the greatest of all the rivers, Lord Achyuta, the supreme among deities, and Lord Shambhu, the greatest Vaishnavas. So Srimad Bhagavatam is the greatest of all Puranas.
Hare Krishna. So again, like you said, Ganga is the greatest of all the rivers, right? Lord Achyuta, nobody than Lord Krishna himself. He is the greatest Lord. And Lord Shambhu, Shiva, is the greatest Vaishnava. So similarly, Bhagavatam is the greatest Purana. This is the glory of Bhagavad. That is what we are studying. So we should be very fortunate that we are having an opportunity to study this. In fact, to get to study Srimad Bhagavatam or get to hear Bhagavad Katha, we should have done some pious activities. Then we can hear this. Otherwise, it is not possible. Bhagavatam lectures are filled on YouTube, but people have no time to go there. They might watch sports, news, all those things, politics, but no time to hear. Why? It is there, but it does not get revealed until some pious activity has been done. This is Bhagavatam. So when we get to hold Bhagavatam, when you open and read, when you hear Katha from Bhagavatam, we are absolutely very fortunate. Otherwise, it is not possible. right? It is the most authentic narration of Lord Sri Krishna and his pastime. Most authentic. No? Then one more. Yes, Priyansh, can you read translation, Beta?
Yeah. O Srimad Bhagavatam, O my only friend, O my companion, O my teacher, O my great wealth, O my deliverer, O my good fortune, O my bliss, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Srila Sanatana Goswami is saying that Madeka Bandho, you are my only companion, only friend. We have so many friends, right? In Facebook, we'll have thousands of people putting likes and thumbs up and so many things. But Sanatana Goswami says, no, no, I have got only one great friend. Who is that? Srimad Bhagavatam. Then Mat Sangin, my companion all the time. Not our family, friends, they are not companion. They are there, of course. But the best companion is Bhagavatam, that you can carry every time in your heart. Anywhere you go, you can carry it. Right? And then he says, Mat Guru, Mat Mahadhana. He is my teacher. Because we can get so much learning from Srimad Bhagavatam. Every shloka is so much teachings comes out of that. If you really want to study. And he's saying Mahadhana, not the $1 million in the bank, not the island that you buy. These are not wealth. What is the wealth? Wealth is Srimad Bhagavatam. This is the greatest wealth. Because this is going to stay. Everything else is going to destroy as time progresses. There's a Mana Nistaraka Mad Bhagya. Deliverer, it will deliver me. Because if we read Srimad Bhagavatam, it will deliver. We see in Bhagavad Mahatmaya, Gokarna, the story of Gokarna comes, and Dundukari, ghost. The Dundukari ghost got delivered by hearing Bhagavatam in 7 days. But how he was hearing? Very attentively. Because in that assembly, apart from that ghost, so many people were there, but they did not get delivered. Why? Because Dundukari was listening with a lot of attention. Therefore, wherever Bhagavad Gita is going on, we should pay so much attention. We should be only hearing that, nothing else. That absorption is required. So that is the deliverer. It's my great fortune, Mad Bhagya. It is great fortune for all of us that we are in this assembly and we are discussing Srimad Bhagavatam. And therefore, which will pay obeisance to Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is what Sri Sanatana Goswami is saying. This is such a wonderful thing. And who spoke Srimad Bhagavatam? Sukadeva Goswami, right? So here he says, Nigama kalpataro galitam phalam, Shukha mukhad amrita drava samyutam, Pibada bhagavatam rasamalayam, Muruhu raho rasika bhumi bhavuka. Right? So we should relish Srimad Bhagavatam. It means that we should be reading. You know, when I was very new in this practice, you know, one brahmachari told me, because I bought Srimad Bhagavatam at the time. And I said, it's too many books. You know, get this, first of all, it's too heavy to carry. And then we open and we see thick books and so many books. So I said, Prabhuji, how to begin? He says, do one thing. Just keep the Bhagavatam open like this and keep it. And keep it in a place it is visible. Okay? So whenever you go, just have a look at it and read what is open there. And like that, you can just do. Just do it. Don't worry about anything else. Whether you understand, whether it is sequence, nothing. No worry. And the taste will come. It's like, you know, rasgulla. You eat from left, right, center. It's all sweet, isn't it? So Bhagavatam is like that. Any shloka we pick up, it's going to be very, very giving you wonderful divine experience. And therefore, Bhagavatam can be read like that. You know, we can begin and then it will be such that we don't want to even give it up. We just keep reading and reading and reading. And we can read multiple times. Right? Like Mahaprabhu, same pastime he is reading from Gadadhar Pandit, 100 times. Prahlad Maharaj, okay, keep telling 100 times. If you hear same lecture 100 times, they will say it's too much. It's like, because we are not in that condition. So that is how Bhagavatam is. We'll never get satiated. No satiation will come. Continuous hearing again, again and again. So that's what we are studying. So we are very fortunate. And let's begin, dive into the new chapter, the disappearance of Lord Shri Krishna. So this is not about Lord, how he disappeared, okay? Because the title might look, but the content is not like that. The real disappearance of Lord Krishna comes in Canto 11, when he's speaking to Uddhav, after speaking Uddhav Gita, he departs. So that's where you see it, but not this one. Here, some philosophies are given to help us understand. So we'll dive into this today. So we are just beginning, like Narad Muni told Yudhishthira that wait till Lord disappears from this earth, then then you go back. So now let's go. So this chapter is divided into 4-5 sections, right? So today we'll try to go to the first section where Maharaj Yudhishthira is suspecting. He's suspecting that Lord Krishna has departed. Like that, sometimes we have suspicion in our mind. Oh, he's not there. Because we see some signs, some thought comes in mind, some visualization happens. So that's what is there. So let's see what is happening here, right? So Maharaj Yudhishthira suspects that Lord Krishna is now departed. Why he is seeing that? Let us see. So let us go through the verses. Okay. So when Yudhishthira Maharaj was told by Narad Muni, if you see verse number 50, where Narad Muni tells Yudhishthira Maharaj, he says, he says that you Pandavas may wait as long as the Lord is here on earth. He says, you stay till the Lord is here, right? That's what he says. And then he departs. So now, after that, what happened? Yudhishthira Maharaj is sending Arjun to find out the whereabouts of Lord Shri Krishna. So he sends him. That's when months have passed and Arjun has not returned. Generally, what happens when earlier days there were no like trains and all that, right? So people will go walking or on a horse and things like that. So how do you get message? Some pilgrims who are traveling from people traveling one place to another, some Vaishya or a businessman traveling with for a business, they will send messages like that. That is how the message used to come. But there is nothing happening. He's in Hastinapur, Arjun is in Dwarka. It's like, today's Hastinapur is something like near Delhi. Not actually Delhi, but near Delhi. And from there to Dwarka, which is in Gujarat, right? It's too far. If you have to walk also, it takes many days and months, probably. So no messages come. And Yudhishthira Maharaj gets worried, right? If you see someone who has gone and then has not come back, you start worrying, what happened? A few days ago, my father went on a walk and he thought that Chaitanya Nitai Prabhuji's home is very close because we go by car, it comes in 2 minutes. So he started walking, and he walked like 3 miles to and fro. And for 3 hours, he did not return. So we are worried. What happened? We went in car and started searching for him. So we searched whole, our community and we couldn't find. Then we really started worrying and thought, where did he go? I thought he must have gone out. Then we just called and then found that okay, he's just coming. So it's like that when you don't see our near ones, you really get anxiety will come. Where have they gone? So here it's the Lord Himself. So why not Yudhishthira Maharaj should have that anxiety, right? So let's see what is happening. Suta Uvacha Samprasthite Dwarkayam Jishno Bandhu Didakshaya Natum cha punya shlokasya Krishnasya cha vichestitam. Yes. Rishabh, can you please translate?
Sri Sutta Goswami said, Arjun went to Dwarka to see Lord Sri Krishna and other friends and also to learn from the Lord of his next activities.
Hare Krishna. So he went for 2 purposes. What are the 2 purposes? 2 reasons he went. One is that to see the Lord and other friends. You go and see. Lord is there, Buddha is there, so many other people. You can go and meet their family. And the second is that to hear about his next program. What is Krishna going to do next? Right? You always anxious. What is he going to do next? You want to know about it. So go and find out. So these are the reasons why Arjun was sent by Yudhishthira Maharaj to Dwarka. Why Yudhishthira was chosen? Why Arjuna was chosen? He is his best friend, right? And among the Pandavas, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita in 10th chapter 10, he says, among the Pandavas, I am the Arjuna, right? So Arjuna is his very dear friend. If you see, even in Chaitanya Leela, Arjuna comes as Ramanand Rai, right? Very close, and these are very close associates, you can see. So therefore, he was sent to expert. Prabhupada writes in the purport. So all the translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. In purport, Prabhupada writes, as stated in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord descended to earth for the protection of the faithful and annihilation of the impious. So after the battle of Kurukshetra and establishment of Maharaj Yudhishthira, the mission of the Lord was complete. The Pandavas, especially Sri Arjuna, were eternal companions of the Lord. And therefore, Arjuna went to Dwarka to hear from the Lord of his next program of work. So we can see Arjuna, Prabhupada says that he was a very dear associate of an internal and eternal. He's eternal. Every time, whenever there is a Lord wants to do certain pastime, he will call him. Okay, let's go. Let's do this. Right? So then that's the reason why Arjuna was sent. Let's go to next. Verse number 2. व्यतीतिता की कतिचिन्मासास् तदा नायक ततोऽर्जुन ददर्श घोररूपाणि निमित्तानि कुरु ध्रुव. Yes. Mother, can you read translation?
Yes, translation. A few months passed and Arjuna did not return. Maharaj Yudhishthira then began to observe some inauspicious omens which were fearful in themselves. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, when Yudhishthira Maharaj, when Arjuna did not come, he was worried, and he also started observing some inauspicious signs, right? And he was really worried. Like in India, when the dogs howl in the night, people feel it's inauspicious, something is going to happen. And they think like that, right? Even the foxes, when they howl in the night, people feel some inauspicious thing is going to happen. So let's see Prabhupada what he says in the purport. So Lord Shri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is ad infinitum, more powerful than the most powerful sun of our. So we can see one sun is so powerful, but millions of suns comes out and goes in Lord's one breath. One breath. So we can see how powerful the Lord would be, isn't it? Millions and billions of suns are created by him and annihilated by him within his one breathing period. That's it. So many. So that is powerful, isn't it? Further, Prabhupada writes that Maharaj Yudhishthira observed some discrepancies in his kingdom, and therefore he became very anxious about Arjuna, who was long absent. And there was also no news about Dwarka's well-being. He suspected the disappearance of Lord Krishna, otherwise there would have been no possibility of fearful moments. So what it says that wherever Lord is there is all auspiciousness, all positivity. As soon as the Lord disappears, then the negativity starts to creep into the life of the devotees and the families. So therefore, we should always take shelter of Lord Krishna, who is the bestower of all auspiciousness. He will give all auspiciousness. So basically, if you see, when Krishna goes from our life, for example, then a lot of inauspicious has happened. We will feel empty within heart. we will really miss Krishna because we have no purpose other than Krishna. If the purpose itself is taken away, then what's the meaning of life, right? A life without a purpose is like there's no life in that, right? So Nilakanta Goswami has written wonderful bhajan. He says, Maduram Madhuryo Vyopi, Mangalam Vyopi Mangalam, Pavane Vyopi Pavanam, Hare Nama Kevalam. This is all Mangal. He is all Madhur and his power, all pious, all auspicious. So this is Krishna. So therefore, we should remember that we should always keep Krishna as very integral part of our family. Krishna should be in the center, and the whole family should run and practice Krishna consciousness around that. Then there are no problems. Then no bad omens will come. Or even if they come, we will get the understanding of why it is happening. Right? So let's go to next, verse number 3. So now let's see what he's saying. Verse number 3. Kalyasya jagatim rodram viparyasta tu dharmina papiyasindruna vartam krodalobha rutatmana. Yes, Avil Pro, can you read translate?
Sure. Translation. He saw that the direction of eternal time had changed, and this was very fearful. There were disruptions in the seasonal regularities. The people in general had become very greedy, angry, and deceitful, and he saw that they were adopting foul means of livelihood.
Hare Krishna. So what are the signs that Vijay Maharaj is seeing? So he talks about two signs. One is external and one is internal. What is external? That the seasons are changing. Like, in a winter you see there is no cold, it's all hot. In summer, sometimes you see the rain falling down, right? And when it's a monsoon, no rain comes. It has happened so many times. We see this irregularity already happening, right? Many places this happens. So that is external thing. What is the internal? People have become greedy, they have become angry, and they have become fraudulent. Like people do so much fraud. Like every day you will receive some text message, some email, you have won lottery, right? Oh, your insurance expiring. Please call back. I'm calling from social security number. Something has happened. What is these are all fraud calls. Why? Because people want to make money through these fraudulent calls. And there are so many senior citizens, unfortunately, they fall prey to them, right? Because they don't know, they don't understand. Oh, somebody's calling, let me talk to them, and they lose all the money that they have. So this is what is happening. So they want to live on basis of greed. Even if they have money, they still want to make more money through the fraudulent methods. Why it's happening? Because they have no higher purpose in life. They don't have higher purpose. The life without higher purpose is of no use, because then your life will be lived on based on all the anarthas, cheating, greed, all these things will continue in the life of those who don't have the higher purpose. You see so many big companies, they do so much fraud. Recently there was a news somebody sent me that one big company in US, they were overcharging the customers. So what is there on the shelf if you buy something? So it says $9.97. When you come here, they will probably charge you $10.3. So it looks very small, but then you see millions of customers buying, it becomes a big amount. So the case was filed against that big company, and they happily paid the fine. So big companies are doing like this. Can you imagine? Big companies who are making in billions of dollars, they also want to make this. You can see how cheap it is. But because Kali Yuga is progressing, this is what is happening. So what to speak of this individual who call and try to extract money. So that is what is happening. The fake calls, right? Then Prabhupada writes, a godless man is invariably greedy, angry, and fraudulent. Very clear, Prabhupada is telling a godless man who does not surrender to the Lord, who has taken out God from their life. I don't want God. People think like that. I'm self-made man. I don't need Bhagavan. So they are greedy, they are angry, and they are doing fraud. And was written so many years back. We are seeing this happening right now. Such a man can earn his livelihood by any means, black or white. So black money, white money, no problem. But any means, I just want money. And what to do with the money? Just enjoy. Sense gratification is what they want to do. And when that number goes down, then they want to make more money. More money means more greed, more problems, more cheating, more cheating. That's what people do. So because people have no higher objective in their life, that's a problem. And Prabhupada further writes in this that a man becomes too greedy for wealth and power when he has no higher objective in life, and when he thinks that his entire life of a few years is all in all. Means what? This life will not come. This is the only life I have. And therefore, I have to enjoy this life by hook or crook. By whichever way means I can earn money, I just want to enjoy in this life because they don't think that there is a life beyond this. And therefore, they do this cheating. Ignorance is the cause of all these anomalies in human society. And to remove this ignorance, especially in this age of degradation, the powerful sun is there to distribute light in the shape of Srimad Bhagavatam. Grantha Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. You can see that whenever there is a problem, then Srimad Bhagavatam will come to our rescue. It will guide us. It's like a torchlight. When we are in the dark, we can't see. Then what we need to use? We need to use the torch. It's like a lighthouse. When the ship is lost, the lighthouse standing on the shore of the sea can guide them to come to the shore. So Bhagavatam is like that. When we don't know what to do in our life, when we are confused, when we are perplexed what to do in this situation, all the answers are available in Srimad Bhagavatam. There is nothing in this world that cannot be solved through Srimad Bhagavatam. It is just that execution, implementation is not happening. People don't do that to the fullest. So that's a problem. Because so question may come, why people run behind material wealth? Why people run behind material wealth? Anybody want to contribute?
Conditioned mind.
Conditioned mind, yes.
Because they get all the material luxury, that seems to be the end goal.
Yeah, material luxury.
Security,
Yes, Madhavi?
false security.
Yes, false security that, oh, what will happen? Krishna is taking care of everybody.
More attached to sense gratification.
Sense gratification. Yeah. These are all the side effects. The primary reason is that they don't understand the spiritual wealth. They understand this is my wealth. $1 million in my bank account, that's my wealth. But say you leave your body tomorrow, what happens to that 1 million? Government takes it, or your family member will take it, so you have no money. So that's not the real wealth. So because they don't know the spiritual wealth, they indulge into material wealth and they degrade their life. So that's what happens. The only wealth is that if we serve Sri Krishna, then the satisfaction that we get, the closeness that we get to Sri Krishna is the real wealth. The association of the devotees in which we can discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, the message of Lord Sri Krishna, that is real wealth. But this is something that people don't understand. Okay. Let's go to next. So these are the sinful lands, the the fearful omen that Yudhishthira Maharaj is saying, and he's thinking that now he's suspecting that Lord Krishna must have gone from this world. So that's what's happening. Let's go to verse number 4. Jimma prayam vyavaritam Shakya Mishram cha Saugraham Sauritam Pitrur Matur Suhra Bharatra Dampati Nam cha Kalkanam. Mother, can you read translation? No.
Okay. Oh,
Yes.
just one.
Yeah.
All ordinary transactions and dealings became polluted with cheating, even between friends. And in familial affairs, there was always misunderstanding between fathers, mothers, and sons, between well-wishers, and between brothers. Even between husband and wife, there was always strain and quarrel.
Hare Krishna. So this is all, I mean, no need to explore. We all see this every day. Right? The wealthiest family, they fight, brothers are fighting, son file a case on the father. I mean, we can't even imagine these things. But this is what is happening. Even husband and wife, they are quarreling for wealth. This is I need this much. When they divorce, they take all the wealth, all these things. So this is the signs of Kali Yuga, that this is going to even go on increasing. It is not going to come down because Kali Yuga is progressing. It is, and we are just 5,000 years into this. We have another 427,000 years to go. So we can imagine what will happen at that time, by the time it will end, right? So this is hypocrisy, quarrel is continuous, going on, right? And therefore Prabhupada writes in the purport, a conditioned living being is endowed with 4 principles of malpractice, namely errors, insanity, inability, and cheating. These are the 4 defects of human life, right? Which are there. And these are the signs of imperfection because nobody is perfect. What we see today, our sense is not going to work in the same way. So that's a defect. And Prabhupada writes further that a living being is in his pure state is not conditioned by the laws because in his pure state he is conscious that a living being is eternally subservient to Krishna. The soul is always pure, but when the covering of false ego, all this comes on our the subtle body that we talk about, when that comes and takes over, the soul is covered, and so many layers are there on top of that. False ego puts so many different types of layer, and then penetrate to that, it is very difficult. Only a pure devotee can tell the soul by penetrating that, hey, you are the pure soul, you are the servant of Krishna. Then somebody wakes up and say, okay. And sometimes the layers is so thick that it might take many years by the time the soul will actually hear and then go to Krishna. So that is the big problem that we are into. So if we have a false ego through which we are living our life, then it's very difficult to get Krishna. Very difficult. In fact, it is impossible. If you are not able to give up the ego, then we cannot get Krishna. We need to get rid of these anarthas. Absolutely. Then further Prabhupada writes, all these contending difficulties can be mitigated by one process, and that is devotional service of the Lord. Bhagavatam always tells, everywhere you see that Bhagavatam will tell you should do bhakti yoga. Only through devotional service we can please and achieve Krishna. It is not, bhakti is doing some service. It is not just about ritual thing that we do, not that. It is like serving, right? Therefore, Prabhupada translated this as a devotional service. Devotional service. The world is hypocrisy can be checked only by counteracting through devotional service to the Lord and nothing else. Nothing else can be done. only through devotional service we can counteract. So all the negativity that we see in this world, all the problems that we see in the world can only overcome if we practice bhakti, that is devotional service. Because when we do bhakti, we see the world from a different lens altogether, right? We see the hand of Krishna in whatever is happening in our life. Devotee sees Krishna's hand in everything that is happening. And what is the materialistic people see? They don't see Krishna. This is happening because I am doing, I am the doer. I am the doer. They take out the Lord, they take out the God out of that, and they say, this is me. That's what they say. I am self-made man. This is ego. This is pure ego, nothing else. If we don't have ability to do something, how we will achieve it? And who gives this ability? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, in 7th chapter, he says, Paurusham Nrushu. Paurusham Nrushu means what? I am the ability in the man. If somebody has a super memory, then it is because Krishna gave. If somebody able to sing very nicely, that means that voice is given by Krishna. So we should be grateful to Krishna. But what people think, oh, this is my natural talent. I'm born with this talent. Who gave you birth? Isn't it? So that people are not understanding. Why? Because they are averse, they are away from Krishna, and they don't see Krishna in their life. And that's why this wrong thing gets into their head. So Maharaj Yudhishthira, having observed the disparities, conjuncted and disappearance of Lord Krishna from the earth. So he saw that all the bad things happening and he realized that definitely Lord must have gone. Before, he has not seen this time till Krishna was there. And now suddenly he is seeing this. And Arjuna has also not come back. So he's worried and he's seeing this sign. So he's very sure that Lord must have gone. He's suspecting. He's suspecting. But that's what, because he is a very pious king. Yudhishthira Maharaj is a very pious, very religious king. He is always has run his kingdom by the instruction of all the Brahmanas. They will give instruction. And accordingly, he will run his kingdom. Because unless the wisdom is given by the Brahmanas, how a Kshatriya can rule? If Kshatriya does not get the wisdom from Brahmana, then they cannot run a nice kingdom. And they cannot take care of the subjects that they have. So he says, so now he's going to speak to his younger brother. Whose younger brother now left? Bhim. So he's going to speak to Bhim. So what he speaks, let's see. So now is the Suta Goswami describing that what is going to happen. Because after seeing the bad signs, Yudhishthira Maharaj need to speak to someone. Right? So that's what Suta Goswami is now transitioning into that. So let's see verse number 5. Nimittani atyaristani kale tva anugate druna lobhadya adharma prakritim drasto vacha nujam drugu.
Translation. In course of time, it came to pass that people in general became accustomed to greed, anger, pride, etc. Maharaj Yudhishthira, observing all these moments, spoke to his younger brother, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So now that he has seen all these inauspicious signs, Maharaj just need to speak to someone. And Bhim is the next elder person in the home, right? So he is now going to speak to him. So what he says, let's see in the next verse. So he is telling that I sent Arjuna to Dwarka. So Yudhishthira Uvacha. Yudhishthira Uvacha. Sampresito Dwarkayam. Jishnur Bandhu Didakshaya. Datum cha punya shlokasya Krishnasya cha vichestitam. Yes, Pujawale, can you read translate?
Translation. Maharaj Yudhishthir said to his younger brother, Bhimsena, I sent Arjun to Dwarka to meet his friends and to learn from the personality of Lord Krishna of his program of work.
So Yudhishthira is sharing his realization, what he has seen, what he feels. He is now sharing with Bhim. Because when we hear something, when we see something, we want to talk to someone and get guidance, share, get his views and things like that. So he's doing this. So whenever we also in our family or in our friend circle, when we have some issues, we should talk to someone so that we know that what's going on. Right? So that's what is happening. So let's see what further is there in the discussion. So verse number 7. Hare Krishna, please come through. Where is Sami has not come? Oh, she's already parked herself there. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Nice to see you. Very good. The last time she cried, and I thought maybe she don't want to come today. I'll stay home. Okay, verse number 7. Gata saptadhuna masa Bhimasena tavanujah Nayati kasya va hetor Naham vededam agnasa. Yes, Rishit, can you read translation, brother?
Since he departed, 7 months have passed, yet he has not returned. I do not know factually how things are going there. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So now he is really worried. He's saying, I am seeing this all bad omens. 7 months have passed since Arjuna has gone. Nobody is giving any message. What happened? 7 months is a long time. Like if you don't receive any call nowadays, if somebody has gone for a grocery also within 1 hour doesn't come, then you say, are you? Yeah, I'm coming. Okay, then at least there is. So such a short time we get worried, isn't it? And that time there was no phone call, no WhatsApp, nothing of that sort. So the only way to know is if somebody is traveling, they will send the message. And that too will come after so many days, right? Because they are also traveling, walking. So we can see the anxiety is very natural in Yudhishthira Maharaj. Out of compassion, he is saying that I have not heard, I'm seeing these bad signs. So I'm really worried about it. And then he further gives more details that what is happening, So let's go to next verse number 8. Okay. Api devarshina drishtam sakalo yamupastitah yadatmano nigam akridam Bhagavan utsi sukshati. Mother, can you read translation?
Is he going to quit his earthly pastimes as Devarshi Narad indicated? Has that time already arrived?
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So here now he is remembering what Narad Muni told him. If you see in the verse number 50 of chapter 30 that we studied earlier, Narad Muni says that stay on the earth until the Lord Krishna is here. Right? So he immediately recollects. He's now connecting the dots that, oh, these bad signs are coming in. He has not come back. Does it mean that what Narad Muni forecasted is going to happen? Or has it already happened? He's now connecting and thinking like that, right? And Prabhupada writes very wonderful purport. So let's go through the purport. In purport, Prabhupada writes that as we have discussed many times, The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, has many plenary expansions. And each and every one of them, although equally powerful, exhibits different functions. In Bhagavad Gita, there are different statements by the Lord. And each of these statements is meant for different plenary portions of the plenary portions. For example, Sri Krishna, the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita. Now Prabhupada is giving the different verses, 4.7, 4.8, 3.21, 3.24. Basically, these are the verses which talks about why Krishna comes on the earth, right? So let's see one of there, and then we read the translation. Okay, we can read this. Yes, please, can you read translation?
Whenever and wherever there is a decline in the religious practice, or descendant of Arab, and a predominant rise of their religion at that time, I descend myself.
Hare Krishna. So Krishna says, Yada yada hi dharmasya gnani bhavati bharata. This is whenever and wherever. Whenever and wherever. If dharma is declined, then I will come. And then why he comes? Then he says the next verse. Mata, can you read?
In order to deliver the fears and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, I advance myself millennium after millennium.
Hare Krishna. So Krishna says that, to protect the pious people, I will come. And to annihilate the miscreants. Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya duskritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Every millennium he will come. He will personally come. So Krishna comes in multiple ways. Sometimes Krishna comes himself. Sometimes he will send his Parshad, his incarnation will come. Like Varahadev came to annihilate the Hiranyakashipu, right? He came as Lord Ram, different incarnations. And now he came as himself 5,500 years ago to annihilate the many miscreants like Kamsa, Jarasan, Shishupal, Dantavakra, all these demons. So he comes personally sometimes, and sometimes he sends his incarnations. Okay, go and finish the work, and then we'll see. So every time he may not come. Sometimes he sends his further expansions, his servants, and go and do it. Like we see all the parampara, if you see all the great saints that have come in the descents of after Chaitra Mahaprabhu, 6 Goswamis, Bilva Mangal Thakur, then our Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Bhakti Siddhanta Sarvil Thakur, Srila Prabhupada, all these are very powerful acharyas. We cannot consider them as ordinary people. They are not ordinary people. They definitely have been empowered by Krishna to come so that the pious people get connected to this devotional practice and can go back. So there are 2 ways Krishna will come. One is that annihilation of the demons and miscreants. Second is to give the knowledge to pious people saying that do this and then come to me. You are wasting your time, right? If you are not doing spiritual activity, that means we are wasting our life. This is very important that we should know why we should do spiritual activities. Because that gives the purpose, the higher purpose in our life. Otherwise, morning, evening, I see life of people is morning to evening work, then some enjoyment, and then go to sleep. Again, morning, evening work, then go to enjoy, and then sleep. That continues. There is nothing new happening in their life. And because of that, what they do? They go out on vacation, they go out on a cruise, they go out and many things they do. Because the work that is happening, not everybody is enjoying. Why there are no holidays in spiritual practice? Please come forward, people. Please come. Hare Krishna. Please come. Do we see any holiday in when we have to chant 16 hours? Oh, tomorrow is Ekadashi holiday. No, chant more. Right? Oh, this is an Independence Day holiday. No, we have to chant more. The holiday means more spiritual practice, right? But in work, 5 days of work and 2 days no work. I don't want to receive any call. Right? I usually put out of office on weekend also so that people don't bother. Because people keep calling nowadays. So that's what we have to do. But in spiritual practice, no holidays. Because that gives you joy. Something that gives you joy, why would you take a holiday? You wouldn't take a holiday on that, right? You only need a holiday when you are not enjoying that thing. The work that we do, like there was a survey by some company or maybe by Harvard University or something. He says 95% of the people who work, they are not happy with their work. I mean, they want to do something else, but they ended up doing this and they have nowhere to go, so they are continuing this work. But 95% of workforce feel that they are not happy. They are not doing what they actually enjoy. This is a condition. It's a fact. But we just join and say, okay, let's continue. I will do this, I will do this. And we in search of happiness, we finish our whole life. And at the end of life, we say, what did I do? Whole life has gone and I did not have any kind of enjoyment. Even if we have got some enjoyment, which is very temporary, it is there for that moment. And then again, we are back to the miserable condition. That's a problem. And therefore, Krishna says, Maam ekam sharanam praja. Just surrender to me, then I will take care of everything in your life. But because of our ego, unfortunately, it is very difficult to surrender. Very difficult. Sometimes even saying sorry is so, so heavy. We can't say sorry to somebody small, somebody junior, somebody younger. It's so difficult. Some big person, sorry. But younger is fine. It's okay. Isn't it? Because of our ego. That ego is so powerful that it doesn't allow us to bend down. That's a problem. But Krishna says, Aham sarva pap. Aham sarva papebhyo. I will take out all your sins if you take shelter to me. But still then we are not doing sinful activities. I am still pious. Why should I surrender? Isn't it? And for that, this knowledge is required. If we understand this knowledge, then we know that where I should take shelter. People don't take shelter to Krishna, they take shelter to drugs, alcohol, all these bad habits, they end up in doing that. But there are people who have taken shelter to those things, but when they got realization, they got understanding from someone, they took shelter of Krishna and they have given up those things. And now their life is very blissful. Like when Srila Prabhupada came, what these people were doing? They have no understanding of Krishna. They did not even know who Krishna is. But when they took to Krishna consciousness, what happened? Their life became very peaceful. They become very happy. They were always looking for happiness. Everybody here and outside is looking for happiness, isn't it? Everybody wants to see, I want to be happy. But we are happy for a moment and there is unhappiness. There is happy for a moment, then again unhappiness. But if we are in Krishna consciousness, what happens? It will become like a Sitoshna Sukha Dukkhada. Like season comes and goes, the Sukh and Dukh, the miseries and happiness will come and go. So we will see this as a two sides of coin and keep moving in the life. We will not feel miserable in any situation in our life. Any situation. So these are the verses where you say. And then Prabhupada writes very important words, which is this one. Very important. Because if we understand this, dear devotees, this is yad yad acharti shreshtas, tatta teve tarojana. Which says, whatever the great personalities do, common man follows. So who should you follow? Should you follow Elon Musk to become billionaire? Or Jeff Bezos? No, we should not be following that. Because they're all materialistic people. We are here to go back to Godhead. And for that, this is the word that you have. Prabhuji, can you please read translate?
Oh, can I?
Yeah.
The Srimad Bhagavatam also affirms that one should follow in the footsteps of great devotees, and that is the way of progress in the path of spiritual realization.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So we can see that Srila Prabhupada followed on the path of bhakti through Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who is his guru. Right? So when we follow a great personality, we become like them. Right? If somebody wants to become a football player, then they will follow somebody who's playing nice football and they can follow them. What they do, how their daily routine is, what they eat, how much practice they do, all those things. When they follow, they can become like that. Similarly, if you want to become a good devotee, then we should follow the great devotees who have descended on this earth. We can read their life stories and see that how much struggle, despite so many problems in their life, they did not leave Krishna. They did not leave Krishna. It's like a child. Child will never leave the mother when the child is young. I mean, elder, they become this different thing. But when the child is young, mother is not, go away, go away. No, they'll still hold mommy. Mommy, no, I'll cry. But they will never leave mother. Why? Well, that's the love they have with the mother. Similarly, when we have love with Krishna, then we will never leave Krishna regardless of what happens in our life. We will accept whatever Krishna gives. Because the situation that Krishna brings us in, it is for our good, so that we can go close to Krishna. That's the whole purpose. And we should try yena kena prakarana mana Krishna seva. Regardless of whatever comes in our mind, we should just try to go to Krishna. That is how we should practice. We should never lose faith in Krishna that, oh Krishna, why is this happening? I have seen many people give up Krishna consciousness because there are problems in life and they go away. And their life becomes even more difficult. I'll give one example. So there was one person who wanted to become a brahmachari. So he came to Radha Gopinath Mandir in Mumbai, Chowpatty. And he and another person, Gaurang Prabhu, who is now a senior devotee, they both are from IIT. You know, both have studied from IIT. IIT means obviously they have got very high intellect. So they were doing kitchen service. You know, when you go into the initial serving, then you are given on menial service, cleaning of toilets, cleaning of vessels, you know, all those things. So just to prepare you to make you humble. See, basically this menial service is given to us when we go to the temple and all that to humble us. Saying that when we come and say, oh, I'm a managing director in a company. No, you are a servant here. You just clean this. So that shatters our ego and makes us humble. So he was given a service and he was making, they were making chapatis for devotees at that time. So this guy says, I have joined this ashram not to make chapatis. I want to preach. I want to go out and preach, but I'm making chapatis. I'm an IITian. What I'm doing here? He said, no, we do this service, then slowly we can make that. No, I'm not happy. I'm going to leave there. I'm going to quit. And he left. And now, after many years, he met Gaurang Prabhu, happened to meet him. And he recognized, hey, how are you? What are you doing? Yes. So, how's life? Yeah, it's going on. So, what are you doing? He said, yeah, after that, I quit. Then I got a job. Then I married. And then we had a good life. Then my wife developed a back problem. So now she's on a bed. So I'm rolling chapati in the kitchen. So he goes, Gaurav was mentioning, I wish you would have continued rolling chapati in the temple. You would have got a very complete destination altogether. So this is what happens. So Krishna brings the situation for our purification. Somehow that's going to happen. Right? So we have to follow the Mahabhagavats. And all the Mahabhagavats life stories are there in this. Dhruv Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj. Every story that we hear, read, so much purification happens. So much purification. And this purification will bring us closer to Krishna. Because anartha nivrutti has to happen to get the ruchi. How the ruchi will come? Ruchi cannot come if there is anartha. We will have Bhagavatam in front of us, we will read it. But sometime after reading also, we will see, I haven't read that because our mind went somewhere else. It happens. So let's go to the purport again. And Prabhupada writes few things that we'll just talk about. So, yeah, this is an important point. Prabhupada writes that the Virat Rupa exhibited on the battlefield of Kurukshetra is the material conception of his form. So when he showed Virat Rupa to Arjuna, right, in Kurukshetra, it is a material conception. It's not a real Swarup of Lord Krishna, right? But it was shown why? The Prabhupada writes here. Therefore, it should be understood that when Lord Krishna was apparently killed by the bow and arrow of a hunter, the Lord left his so-called material body in the material world. So that is the material body that Krishna showed to Arjun as a Virat Roop, and he left it. So now Acharya is right, why he left it? He left it because all the Mayavadis, all the people who believe that Krishna is Nirakar, Krishna has no form. They can say, oh, see, he's right. His body is here. So how can he be Bhagwan? This is why the Krishna left, to keep them away to come to them. Because Krishna will bring those who love him. We will not bring people who don't like us, right? In our home. Oh, come. No. We like people who will love us, or we love them, right? So that's what is happening. So Krishna showed them, okay, I left my body. Actually, Krishna's body was seen by people, and they say, oh, Krishna left his body. That means he was born, he left his body, therefore he is not God. But Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, those who understand my life, my janma karma chame divyam. If you understand my life, my birth and my death is very divya. It is not a normal thing. It is not a normal birth. The Lord appears by his choice. He descends by his choice. We come in material reason. Our reason of appearance is very different. We take birth. Krishna doesn't take birth. Right? So that's what Prabhupada is giving here. And further writes Prabhupada that the Lord left his body means that he left again his plenary portion in the respective dhams, as he left his Virat Roop in the material world. So he has his spiritual body in the spiritual world. So he goes back with this particular thing. So we can see that Krishna, whenever he does certain leela, it is for reasons. So every leela has a reason. Every leela has a reason that why Krishna does like that. There is a purpose to teach something, to purpose to give a knowledge to the living entities. Right? Let's go to verse number 9. Yasman sampado rajyam dara prana kulam prajaha asansa patna vijayo lokascha yad anugrahat. Yes, Mother, can you read?
Sure,
Yeah.
From him only all our kingly opulence, good wives, lives, progeny, control over our subjects, victory over our enemies, and future accommodations in higher planets have become possible. All this is due to his causeless mercy upon us.
Hare Krishna. See here, this one important point is all this is due to his causeless mercy upon us. This is a devotee's vision. Devotee's vision is not only when the favor comes, when good things happen, they feel Krishna is in my life. No. Devotee feels Krishna's presence in every situation in their life. Every situation. Even if it is a difficult situation, they know Krishna is there. Krishna will not give us a test that we cannot pass. Krishna will not. Krishna is giving us tests to make sure that we become strong. We become strong, we become close to Krishna. That's the reason he brings certain difficulties in our life. So this is to be understood, right? Because devotee means to acknowledge Krishna, Krishna's presence and Krishna's grace. Because of Krishna's grace, things are happening. Not because of my talent, my knowledge. And demon means those who think it is because of my power, my knowledge, my intellect, I'm making so much money. That is a demoniac thinking. But devotee always thinks, Krishna, without you, what will I do? It is because of you, I'm able to earn livelihood. Because of you, I'm able to remember. See, without Krishna's mercy, things don't move. And there are so many stories. I'll tell you one story. So there was one person went to listen to Hari Katha like this in assembly. And then the Kathakar was talking that, one cannot even fast. Like, Ekadashi, we do fasting, Janmashtami, Ram, we do fasting, right? One cannot even fast if Krishna's mercy is not there. So this person thought, how is it possible? It is not. I can fast myself. There is no problem. Then next day morning, he said to wife, today I'm not going to take anything, fasting. His wife said, there is no festival today. No, today I'm fasting. Okay. And then he thought, if I stay in home, my wife will keep telling me, today nothing is, please eat. So he said, let me go out. He goes out the village, and he says, even villager might ask, what are you doing? So they might feel, so let me go in outskirts, And he goes in some outskirts in near jungle, something like that. And he goes, and people come and go, they will see me, they will recognize, they might ask. So I want to hide myself. Nobody should see me. So nobody can ask me. Because today I'm definitely going to fast. He said, okay. So he climbs on the tree. And he climbs on the tree. And then he is sitting there. And said, today, no problem, I'm going to fast. There is nothing here. He's become very happy. In some time, some people come and they open the lunch box and they sit under the tree. And some nice smell comes and goes up. And this person thinks, but he's controlled. No, I have to fast. So somehow he's controlled. And these people are just about to eat. And they hear a roar of a lion. And they feel that, oh man, they immediately run away, leaving their food stuck there as it is. So this person definitely gets tempted, seeing some nice food available, but it says, no, I'm fasting. In some time, a few dacoits come. Dacoits are passing by and they come. So all that, we are hungry, so much food is there, let's go and eat. The leader of the dacoits says, no, nobody eats. Then we will poison this. So I don't know who kept it. We must find how this food came here. Then they hear some sound and they see this man sitting up on the tree. So they said, come down. He said, no, you have to come. He said, no, I'm not coming. And goes up and brings him down. And he says, did you bring this? He said, no. He says, he must have brought it. That's why he said, no, he must have poisoned. So let's feed him. And he brings him. He said, no, today I'm fasting. No, you have to eat. And they forcefully feed him all the items one after another to make sure there is no poison. And after that, they eat. So he understood now. You okay? Yes. So after feeding, he realized that yes, without mercy of Krishna, he tried everything possible. But see, Krishna's mercy is not, you cannot even fast. So we should understand that whatever happens in our life, there is a grace of Krishna behind it. Krishna is there. And therefore, I am able to do this. Right? So this is a very important that we should learn from this. So even in Bhagavatam, when we go further in the next chapter, like Canto 3, chapter 8, 9, where the Maitri Muni is describing the Daksha's arena, when all the fighting happens and Lord Vishnu comes and everybody stands up and they're giving prayers, they're offering prayers. Maitri Muni says, without the grace of the Lord, even the person cannot offer prayers. Prayer cannot be offered. Without the grace of Krishna, we cannot offer prayer also. And there is an example. When Dhruv went to do tapasya, right? Dhruv Maharaj went to do tapasya, and he was in jungle, he did tapasya, Lord comes. And when the Lord comes in his heart. And Dhruv Maharaj feels ecstasy just saying that there is a Lord. And when he opens eyes, he sees Lord in front of him. But he's a 5-year-old boy. What a 5-year-old boy can suddenly start praying? He cannot. Isn't it? It's so difficult. So if you make a 5-year-old boy and say, okay, now pray offer, suddenly, no, they're not heard, not seen, it's not possible, right? So here's a very beautiful thing that we can read. Can you read, madam? Would you like to read? Your daddy will help you if some difficulty. Please go.
Dhruva Maharaja said, My dear Lord, you are all powerful. After entering within me, you have enlivened me with all my sleeping senses, my hands, legs, ears, touch, sensation, life force, and especially my power of speech. Let me offer you my respectful obeisances unto you.
Very nice. Hare Krishna. Very good. So we can see he was not able to offer prayers. So what did Lord do? He touched a conch shell on the head of Dhruv Maharaj. And then he offered prayers. So Dhruv Maharaj is glorified that until you did, I was not able to do anything. Now let me offer my prayers to you. Because you give me, you empowered me. So this is what happens. If you don't get empowerment from Krishna, we can do nothing in this life. Nothing moves. And Krishna is present everywhere. Everywhere. Krishna says, right, that I am the taste in the water, I am the light in the sun and moon, I am the smell in the earth, I am the, what do you call, tapa. Tap is what? The heat. I am the heat in the fire. It is Krishna. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7. So Krishna is everywhere, he is in everything, and he has given us some freedom. But eventually things happen because of his grace only. Because of his grace. If you are able to remember something, Krishna's grace. If you can eat prasad and feel the taste, it is because of Krishna's grace. Scientific people may say that something now is broken, that's why you can't hear, you can't do all these things. It is all that. And I'll tell you one story. There was one person, this is a real story. In India, not in India, I think, this was some other country. I don't know, be confused. But one particular devotee who has taken shelter and he was chanting and all that, he got Alzheimer. So now he cannot remember anything. But he remember only one thing, Hare Krishna. So what he does, he was put into the old age home where he will do, and then he would, every evening, he will do Hare Krishna Kirtan for 1 hour and bring everybody and everybody dance and all those things. So they were not aware what is this doing and all that. They had no idea because this is earlier days, no internet at that time. So people had no idea what is this. So the devotees are looking for this person. Suddenly they landed in that old age home and they found that is this person living here? And they say, yes. She says, so okay, can we meet him? So they ask, who are you? Why you want to meet? Because they will not allow unknown person to meet person, right? Just like that. Because he has an Alzheimer, people come with different motives, so they want to be careful. He says, why you want to meet him? He says, he's part of our congregation. We are from Hare Krishna. Oh, Hare Krishna. Okay, he sings this every day. 1 hour it is, and he's dancing, and he takes everybody with him. So see, Krishna made him forget everything else, but make sure that he remember Hare Krishna. This is Krishna's grace. Otherwise, he would have forgotten even those things, right? So this is the grace of Krishna. That because of his grace, we can remember, whatever that happening in our life, it is because of him. It is because of him. So that gratefulness should be there. And as I was mentioning, Krishna is there everywhere. Krishna is there in everything. So when we say Krishna is there in the heat, the heat is there in the fire. Without heat, there is no fire, isn't it? If there is no heat, what's the point in a fire? There is a very beautiful word that comes in Ramayana to prove this. That how this comes. So let's read this verse. Very beautiful. I was trying to prepare for this class and I came across this. It was so wonderful. So he says, Trasyate cha mahajvalah karoti cha namerujam shishirasya iva sampado langolagre pratisthitah. Yes, Abba, can you read?
It is
Conspicuous.
It just starts playing, but it is not creating anything in me, as if the snowball is as it is.
Hare Krishna. So you can see that if you just put our, Matajis know all this when they cook this, so many times they touch the flame, right? Immediately you take your hand out. Why? Because there is a hot. Here, what is Hanumanji saying? My tail is burning, but I'm feeling like it's a snowball in my tail. So if Krishna wants, Krishna will make even the fire to feel like a snowball, like a ice. That is Krishna. Any such examples where people went in fire and nothing happened to them? Any example? Huh? Yeah, Mother Sita, when she went to fire, she just came out unhurt. Prahlad Maharaj, yes. He was put into fire and nothing happened. So wherever there is the grace of the Lord, devotees are protected. Devotees are protected. So we have to always remember that, that it is because of the Krishna's mercy, Krishna's grace, the blessings of the devotees, we are able to do bhakti. Bhakti is not something that we can start on our own. It is not possible. Otherwise, so many people have Bhagavad Gita in their homes. So many people are distributed Bhagavad Gita. Even getting that itself is a good fortune. Getting to touch Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita is a great fortune. And opening and reading is the next level. Then understanding is next level. Like that we can keep progressing. So it is very important. We should always feel we are very fortunate that we got the association of the devotees. We got the association of Srimad Bhagavatam. We just heard about the glories of Bhagavatam when we began. So we should always very, very grateful for that. Okay. Let's do the last verse and then we'll pause here. So now he is seeing the miseries. So let's see what Yudhishthira Maharaj is saying. So all this is Yudhishthira Maharaj telling to Bhim, right? Pashyotpatan nara vyagra divyan bhauman sadehikan darunam shamsato durad bhayam no buddhi mohanam. That's why we can read.
Just see, oh man with a tiger's strength, how many visitors due to celestial influences, earthly reactions and bodily effects, all very dangerous and danger, are foreboding danger in the near future by deluding our intentions.
Hare Krishna. So now he's seeing so many problems that he's seeing, right? And what it is the influence of celestial, some divine energy is doing this. That's why it is happening. Suddenly some calamity comes. It is not happening just like that, right? So that's what he's saying. And he's talking to his brother saying that there is a danger in the future. Some big problems are going to come. Like for example, when the tornado has to come or hurricane has to come, the animal immediately get the senses. They immediately try to hide themselves. I mean, humans still don't have the senses something's going to happen, but animals have that understand. Very quickly they try to hide themselves, protect themselves, right? So here Mrs. Mara is seeing this particular situation and he's telling me. So let's see the purport. Material advancement of civilization means advancement of the reaction of the threefold miseries due to celestial influences, earthly reactions, and bodily or mental pains. This is true. As we are advancing, we see more and more problems, more and more new disease comes. We think we are advancing, but are we really advancing? Actually, we are saying we are trying to save lives. We have discovered this medicine. But first of all, why medicine? There should not be disease at all, isn't it? Because of disease, we are working so hard to solve the problem. But we are creating more problem. What is happening? We say, okay, we have invented car drives. Okay, then the ozone layer is depleting, so there's a problem. Then we say, oh, we invented something that will not destroy in 500 years. Okay, plastic. Now it's creating more problems. So in fact, by solving a problem, we are creating a bigger problem. That's what Prabhupada always says, that material problem cannot be solved by material intelligence. It cannot be solved. We need a spiritual intelligence through which this problem can be solved, right? So we are only creating more miseries, unfortunately. But we feel we are getting advanced. By the celestial influence of the stars, there are many calamities like excessive heat, cold, rains or no rains, and the after effects are famine, disease, and epidemic. We have seen this in recent world. All this are happening. We see so many hurricanes come and hit America every year. We saw a big pandemic where the whole world was shut down, right? And we consider ourselves advanced. So it is not. It is not like that. And Prabhupada further writes that the asuras, however, who do not believe in the existence of the God, make their own plans to counteract all these threefold miseries, and so they meet with failure every time. So all the scientists actually, Prabhupada says, these are like asuras who are trying to defeat this, but actually they are creating more problems. They think we can solve this problem. They get Nobel Prize and all the stuff, but problem doesn't get solved. It doesn't get solved. It doesn't get solved, right? In Bhagavad Gita, clearly states that the reaction of material energy is never to be conquered because of the binding effects of these three modes of nature. Because of three modes, the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance, everybody is bound by that. And because of that, the reaction is going to come. If not today, tomorrow. We can delay it. It's like, like for example, if we are driving and we break signal, like, we jump the red light. Then if cop is standing, he will immediately catch you and say, okay, come side, you jump the red light, okay, pay the fine. Sometimes we move and nobody is there, we feel happy. But the camera has caught our license plate. And after 2 months, oh, you jumped this red line, you have to pay a fine. It came, but after some time. So sometimes the reaction is immediate, sometimes after some time. Same thing happens. We do something and we feel unhappy. Nobody is seeing. But there's a Paramatma sitting in our heart who is seeing every moment what we are doing. And Krishna is present everywhere. So he's watching all of us, what we are doing. And therefore, we have to pay the price of wrongdoings, either in this life or the next. Right? So this is very much there. They can simply be overcome by one who surrenders fully in devotion under the lotus feet of the Lord. This is what Krishna is telling, that all the miseries, if you want to get rid of these miseries, that the only way we can come out of this is surrender to Krishna. Now the question may come, does it mean that those who surrender to Krishna, the miseries goes away in their life? No, it doesn't happen that. But they look at the miseries in a very different perspective. And that's what changes. The happiness and miseries are not, they are actually a state of mind. There's nothing like happiness and miseries, right? Somebody gets miserable by seeing some food items. No, I cannot eat. It's so miserable. Like a person who's diabetic, who's taking insurance and all that, he say, I won't eat the gulab jamun. Because I cannot eat. They feel miserable. Oh, why you made this? You made something else. And it will be happy. But somebody who has no problem, wow, I'll take 5 of that. So they have the thing is same, but two people seeing it differently. One feels miserable, one feels happy about it. So misery is a state of mind, misery and happiness. So when we practice Krishna consciousness, we get that understanding and we make sure that we remain happy in every situation that we are into. We remain equipoised and we remain stable in those conditions, because it's very difficult to keep ourselves stable in a difficult condition, situation which are challenging to our life, situation which are not favorable or not happening as per our thinking, right? So that's what happens. So we all have to practice Krishna consciousness by reading Bhagavad Gita, by studying Srimad Bhagavatam, and then slowly we'll come to the stage where we see things as they are. Right? That's why it is called Bhagavad Gita as it is. So we understand the truth and how to lead our life. Okay. So with that, we'll pause here and we'll continue studying from verse number 11. Krishna will next week. Hare Krishna. Vacha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu me vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta koti vaishnavindra ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Gaur Premanande. Anyone has any question, comment, or any correction? Hare Krishna. Okay, then we'll do some. Let's do Mahaprasade and we'll do the Namaste Nasimaya. Who's coming? Come on. Here. Okay, let's do this. Thank you, Robert Prabhu. Thank you, Sandeep Prabhu. We'll stop here. Hare Krishna. Let's take this.